part 2 of the movie discussion, make sure to listen to part 1. Thanks.
Okay, so we can move on to other things that we watched. Why don't we start with Hector this time?
Oh boy! All right,
let's switch it up.
All right, switch it.
Okay, I'm done with this for this episode. I don't want to overdo it.
You're a little trigger happy up there, Patrick.
Well, yeah. It's brand new, huh? So
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, right. Go. All right. Me and Nick are gonna go back to back here because I think we saw almost identical films. So I'm just gonna work around this list I have, and he'll probably chime in here and there. But I'm gonna start with one I don't think he has seen yet, and this is Opus.
Oh no, because okay, yes,
yeah,
I did see that.
All right. Okay, so Opus stars, and I can never pronounce her name. Nick, do you know it?
It's the girl who's in the Bear and Bottoms.
Yes.
Oh. Wow, that sounded terrible together. Bare bottoms.
Yes.
Hey yo. Yeah, I would have seen that movie.
Ayo Edebiri. Yep.
That's what. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. She is arguably the best thing in this movie. It started off very promising. It was like a very cult Wicker Man / Midsommar. She's an editorialist writer, up and coming. She gets invited to the almost like a semi-kingdom that this guy, it's like, imagine like a Bono or someone like a big 80s pop star that's coming back. He has only had a few albums. He's the biggest person, like the most popular person in the world.
The Edge. Yeah.
But he's also very reclusive. Wish it were The Edge. And then he comes, so he says he's going to pull out this last album. He wants to put this next album out, and he wants these very select few people to hear it, including her. And she's kind of surprised, why was I invited? He invites her and her coworker, who's in that Zeitgeist group, because he's just been doing it for years. So they go and they get invited down there, and there's a very cult-like I said, Wicker Man, like maybe 100 people or so, maybe even less. It's this giant mansion of a house, but it's very rural.
It sounds like Get Out.
A little bit, yeah. And so she's trying to get some like quotes and trying to do her job, and she's noticing that they all have this religion towards him, and she's a little creeped out by it, but it gets worse and worse. And then some of her friends go missing, and it just turns into this giant, like, all of a sudden the last half is like this horror movie. And I liked that part of it, but I've kind of seen it all before. So part of me was like, oh, this is great. And part of me was like, they're doing, beat by beat certain other movies. So they're borrowing from a lot of other movies you've seen before, but at the same time, not entertained by it. So it's like, I love the horror aspect. Like, oh yeah.
Ringing endorsement.
But it just falls into a lot of tropes. But the one thing I did like about the main character, one thing that always happens in horror movies is that they always wait too long to be disbelieving in, like when shit's just happening, is like immediately red flags. And then certain horror movies, you're like, I'll just wait this out. Maybe, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe things will turn around. She instantly was like, no, fuck this. I'm out. Like, so I was like, all right, good. They at least wrote her a little smarter than your average horror movie. And there's a little bit of a twist at the end, which I will not spoil, but
yeah, please.
She's the bear.
It's the bear. Oh, that's from A24.
It is an A24.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Bury the lead.
I know. Maybe Nick feels the same way. I don't know. A24 is kind of going down the tubes a little bit.
Hector later.
Yeah. Look, everybody's going to have their array of films. They're going to keep pumping out films so they can make money. And eventually everything's going to catch up with them, right? And they're going to eventually start pulling out stinkers. I wouldn't call this like full-blown stinker, but they're definitely better than this because there's, again, tropes that they have where it's that someone comes in and then everyone starts acting a little wonky, a little funny, and then we know why, and then it's full-blown, blood, whatever.
It sounds like the plot for The Menu.
It's actually,
that's a good comparison.
It's another similar comparison, yeah.
It sounds like the plot to A24 movies.
That's exactly it, Kyle.
But you know what it is, Hector, just to articulate for a sec, is that I think A24 is like this hipster sort of film distribution company or production company where it's like, oh, everything they do, it's like fantastic, right? And it's like, no, lately their product has been kind of shitty with most of their releases. Like for every like good movie, there's like 3 or 4 stinkers.
I mean, there is not a studio in the world that will bat 1,000.
No,
there's going to be misfires.
True.
And people were claiming A24 that was them. They're batting 1,000 for that first year. They were like, they're the perfect movie.
And they got a reputation.
Just wait 5 years, and you'll see how many shit movies they come out with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what else do you have, Hector?
All right, here's another one that I don't think I saw on your list, Nick. So I saw The Electric State.
Oh,
that's the new Russo.
Heard good things.
Joe Russo. Yeah. So I couldn't stop thinking about you, Kyle, the whole time I watched it. So I'm like, this is a Netflix looking movie.
Jesus Christ.
This looks like Netflix. What? And look, these are the guys that made the
Avengers
movies.
Infinity War.
Right?
Yeah. All the big good ones.
So they should be at the top. Like they should be like throwing money at the screen and say, like, we're going to make $1 billion. Yeah. And this felt like a television version movie of
Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, exactly. It felt like we're going to make this little movie and make it cost $1 billion, but make it look like it only costs like $30,000.
That's the beauty of those. They sound, you get all the big names and all this big push behind it, and it comes out with a turd.
And I could be completely wrong, because to me, when you have these robot movies, they all just look like CGI, like just old hat thrown out CGI. Mm-hmm. And the story isn't all that impressive. It's just, we got to get this couple kids to survival, and we're going to use these robots to move there.
I haven't heard a single good thing about that movie.
No, it's just, you know what it is? It's boring.
No, same.
And I was talking with a friend of mine because he tried to watch it. He's like, dude, I fell asleep twice. I'm like, yeah, it's that kind of movie. It's like it seems promising because it looks like they were going to throw like $1 billion at it, but then they have a lot of talking moments where it's just like a lot of dramatic music and just like you feel for, because like main actress is Millie Bobby Brown, mm-hmm. and she's trying to save her brother, who's his mind is trapped in the robot, and his body is a vessel somewhere in some lab. She's trying to save him. That's it. That's the whole story. And she's got to use the robots to get to this baddie, who's played by
Chris Pratt.
No, the bad guy is all right, you looked that up, but yeah, Chris Pratt is the same character. No, Chris Pratt is like the
Star-Lord.
He's the Harrison Ford type character that just she meets along the way, and he's peddling wares, old junk, and he's also kind of a cowboy. So he's like the exact same freaking character. He's in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
but
Stanley Tucci.
Tucci, thank you. It just ultimately was just a bore. It's like you can't do anything different. I get it. You know how you made $1 trillion with Guardians of the Galaxy, and do something different.
Lucy and Charlie Brown with the football.
They were like, well, yeah, exactly.
You gonna kick it this time?
And for Netflix.
Nope.
And it just looks like a Netflix movie. I'm like, how can you make an Avengers budget and then make it still look like a fucking Netflix movie?
Are they using weird studios? Are they using bad, like, secondhand cameras?
I heard they're using Angel Studios.
Jesus. Oh, wait, what?
Nicely.
Yeah, I don't understand why they can't make a movie look like a movie. Maybe it's just something in there.
We might have talked about this on last episode, because I don't know if it's like a Netflix video compression algorithm or something, but
it's like watching a soap opera and a sitcom. You can tell the soap opera.
I'm just waiting for the Facebook filter for Netflix.
Even the killer from Fincher, it looked like a Fincher movie, but not quite as much.
Through a Netflix veil
filter.
Post over it. Yeah, filter over it. Yeah.
You know what it is, in all seriousness? It's because these movies are about made for theaters and for screens. They're made for television screens. Yeah. So I think that like television and film have completely different stylistic choices that they make. You know what I mean? And some things on a television you wouldn't consider for film and vice versa. And I think for that one, like, to me, Netflix movies and TV shows always look the same because there's like a darkness, and it's like a lighting component that just makes it all look very sleepy to me. Like, those shows and movies often put me to sleep, but I think it's because they're not meant for the big screen, which is like silly because some of these movies I think would be profitable if they were on a big screen. I don't get their model. It's stupid. Like Hector, they spent $350 million on that piece of shit movie.
That's insane. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, and there's nothing that sticks out. Like, I will easily forget about this movie in the next week. Like, there's nothing memorable in it.
Let's move on. What else do you have, Hector?
This one's easily the worst one of the mix. Captain America: Brave New World. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I had heard the bad rumors in advance, and I immediately went in with low expectations.
And that wasn't enough?
It was like, lowered expectations. You know what it is? It's not even so bad that it's funny. Like, it's not one of those kind of films like Madam Web. It was just bland. It just had nothing going for it. It's just a lot of militaristic talk, and we're gonna get them, and like just the same repeated things you've heard in every single freaking Avengers movie. And it was like they had nothing new to bring to the table. I don't think, and I feel bad, Anthony, what's his name? Anthony Mackie. I want to like him, but he's just not that charming of a guy. And he's in this character, because he's really, I think he's pretty good in Woody recommended that show Twisted Metal on Peacock.
Oh, yeah?
And he's pretty good in that. He's funny, and he's got this charming personality, but being also kind of a bad guy. Like, and again, like a very Han Solo-esque character. Like, you like him, he's not a good guy, but then you end up liking him, and he turns around and blah blah blah. His Captain America stinks. Like, he's just not. He doesn't have anything like funny to say. He's just straight by the book, just a very serious tone. Everything is about, we're gonna go get him. We got to go do this. And then tech talk, it's nothing.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth putting pen to paper and then putting it on the screen, because it was just. I don't know.
I read something to the effect of Captain America is a surprisingly difficult character to play, because he is so, goody two shoes, and, it's really hard to be nuanced.
But Chris Evans pulled that off.
Chris Evans did a fantastic job.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
he also had the Avengers to bounce off of. So like that way, that's true. The thing. The actor, and I can't remember the character's name, but the sidekick to Captain America,
Falcon,
is a 0. No, not Falcon.
The new Falcon.
The new guy, I can't remember. Is a 0. The actor is a Hispanic actor. He's done other stuff. He's good, but in this character, is a waste of time.
Because in the
like
comics,
nothing
you're digging deep to get to that point. I mean,
right.
What the jokes that they make with each other, finally a movie, by the way, that I've seen. But the jokes that Falcon and Captain America make to one another, it just seems so like desperate to add a joke or to add a funny point, and it falls.
Yeah, no one would talk to each other that way.
Yeah, and it's just there's zero chemistry.
None.
I agree with you wholeheartedly that his character is too stiff and blah. But
yeah.
The character he was playing before, when he was the original Falcon, was also that, right?
Yeah.
I started thinking I didn't like him as an actor, but then I've seen him, like you said, in other stuff. He was in this Black Mirror episode. He was amazing.
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly.
But then you see him in this, and it's like, I don't care about this character. Someone shut him up.
Well, that's what I think it is. I don't think the writers cared about the character at this point. They've written so many Captain Americas for Chris Evans that at this point they're just like, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, take a side character, make him into a major character, but he's not a major character.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's just it. It's like they put so much money, and then they had so many rewrites and
problems.
Passing the what do you call it? The
release date?
The release date. And they kept pushing it, and it's like, this is not a good sign. But this is a good example of where you can have all the money in the world and still put out a shit.
Yes.
Which is weird, because they know what they're doing.
In theory.
They did.
They at one point, they knew. I thought Harrison Ford got the praise he should have for that movie. I was very surprised, actually. I thought you'd be able to read his like disinterest in this crap movie right off the get-go, and who would blame him, right? But he played it with sincerity. He was one of the better parts of the movie.
He's the best part of the movie, because at least he's like attempting to do a decent job here. The problem is Anthony Mackie was never really a leading man in a movie at this magnitude. And the thing is like, it's unfair to compare him to Chris Evans, but it's impossible not to, because it was the biggest superhero of like character of the 21st century, and it's impossible expectations. It was doomed from the start. And quite frankly, what Hector was saying, it's a movie that had so many production issues and problems that it was like, why is this movie coming out, really? Like, who is this movie for? And what purpose does it really sell unless you're continuing all this Marvel bullshit, really. I mean,
They knew they couldn't dump it on Disney Plus because it's in the canon of it's phase 17 or whatever we're at now.
it's going to make money, but like, it's just,
And they knew it was going to make money.
it's just, that's the thing, because it makes money overseas. Like, it made only 200 million here in America, but it's going to make it probably like triple that, if not more. So it's going to make money, but it's just.
But they're ruining their own brand with this shit, right?
That's the thing, is they may get the upfront, but then, like you said, the lasting power of it is going to be completely gone. So that by Captain America 2, no one's going to show up.
Now, if the whole thing, spoiler alert, with the Red Hulk, if you didn't see anything about that beforehand and then you saw it in the movie, would that make it a better movie?
No. Because it's very short. It's only in it for like 3 minutes.
And it's like towards the end. So like when you're watching, you're kind of like.
You're checked out already.
Yeah.
At that point, you're sleeping.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like Rogue One, when Darth Vader shows up at the end of that, it's polarizing, of course, but that's the biggest part of the movie.
But the rest of the movie was okay.
Yeah.
Like, it was good enough to keep your interest, So that was a bonus. But like, if it's shit all the way, and then it like, minor bomb at the end.
That's exactly it. It's like, at that point, you've checked out.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Like, okay, great. You showed Red Hulk,
whatever,
great. Yeah. Plus, it's not, most people don't have like any connection to it. Like, what is a Red Hulk really like? Oh my God, it's that character. Like, no, who gives a shit? He's red. He's Hulk, but he's red.
Yes.
Or don't care about.
And knowing it in advance just made it more frustrating because every time they teased it so much, it's like, we know what's going to happen here. Just give us some money shot and we'll go home.
Yeah, that's weird.
All right. So, Hector, do you have something else?
Speaking of special effects, these are movies now that Nick, I think, has seen already. So now we're going to go into Death of a Unicorn.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
I want to see it.
So careful with the spoilers, please.
I know you didn't like it, Nick.
I know Nick didn't care for it.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Okay. No, he was talking about the spoilers, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, I like John.
No.
Yeah, your opinion doesn't count. I don't give a shit what you think.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I'm surprised that I liked it because I kind of half expected it to be, I don't know what I expected. This one I avoided every trailer for it. So I went in completely blind. And I did not think it was going to be that genre of film, is what I'll say. And without spoiling, because I want Mutt to see it. Okay. Without seeing a trailer, the poster and everything, it felt like it was going to be a very dry black comedy, almost satirical. And it is to a certain extent. And then it goes full blown in a horror direction.
Huh.
But horror direction, I say, the way you think of films that have come out in the last 15 years.
Okay.
Everything is now a horror comedy. It's almost like this new generation of filmmakers are like, we know you've seen all those like slasher movies from the 80s, but now we're going to kind of poke fun at characters in a way, like, so we know you get a laugh out of it.
Oh, like Scream.
I would say more like Cabin in the Woods as one example. Ready or Not, another example.
Okay.
Just where, like they make almost cartoonish characters, but not so much where you're just checked out. Like, okay, this is way too
goofy,
dumb, and
because I think they know we're a smarter audience where we know this can't really happen. So let's acknowledge that with the jokes.
You're exactly correct.
Yeah,
it is of a new generation of filmmakers. Barbarian's another example because Barbarian could have easily played it out as a very serious, but there's little peppered with humor and jokes throughout of it. So you're entertained. You're simultaneously entertained, and this one does that too. And I wouldn't say it's like a full-blown comedy, but some of the characters do funny things that you laugh out loud and you're like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. Why would you do that? But I liked it and entertaining. I can see how it's be taken the other way and just be like, this is not for me. But overall, I enjoyed it. The CGI is probably the worst part about it.
Okay.
There's my problem with CGI. I'll still engage with CGI if it's not if we see a animal or a person that's CGI,
unicorn.
You can tell it's like a unicorn. You can tell just by the way animals move and CGI moves. They've never, in 2025, they still haven't figured that out, like how to make things look more naturalistic.
With Jurassic Park, they made dinosaurs move.
But not CGI. They had most of that was practical effects.
But they can do it.
But I think the first Jurassic Park looks better than the last Jurassic Park. Because, again, CGI at fault because they can never get the exact movement for people or animals. They fuck that up every time. And if you see something during the day, like if they have a bright shot, then they overly saturate it with brightness, so it just looks really fake for me.
A24. That was another A24 movie. Nick, what do you have?
Okay, so I'm going to be the contrarian here. I think that this boasts a really great cast of actors. It was A24, so it intrigued me, and it was sold as a comedy. I don't think I laughed once during this whole movie. I mean, here's my problem with this movie in a nutshell, is that it's sort of this social satire on Eat the Rich. Okay, I'm tired of these movies. I mean, yes, I hate the rich as much as the next guy, but this has nothing original or unique about an Eat the Rich narrative. If you've seen Blink Twice or Triangle of Sadness, you've seen this movie already. It adds absolutely nothing.
This has unicorns in it, Nick.
To this one. And the thing that bothered me the most about this movie is it could not settle what kind of movie it was. The tone is so off and confusing. Is it a comedy? Is it a satire? Is it a horror film? Is it all three? I don't know. It doesn't have its own identity. This reminded me of another A24 movie that was an absolute clunker, which was Y2K, where it starts off as like this Judd Apatow-esque or inspired comedy. Then it becomes like this horror apocalyptic movie. And it's Kyle Mooney. And you're like, what the hell are you doing here? Like, there's just not enough story to sustain its runtime. And I just was so disappointed because I thought this whole cast was like going to be a winner. And by the way, I'm going to say this on the record too. Jenna Ortega is the same in this, Beetlejuice, Wednesday. Like, the girl has no depth right now. She needs to do something dramatic for her next movie or next later movies, because I am just seeing the same character and I'm tired of her, quite frankly, because I feel like if you've seen one, you've seen them all. And she has a bad attitude to her, the production people and the cast and crew. She should just do something that just doesn't look like a whiny goth teenager like character. She looks like she's like 14 and she's supposed to be a college student. I was just so annoyed by this whole movie. So pretentious, so slow, and so unoriginal that I was so just mad. Like, the whole time I was watching this, I'm like, this is bullshit.
Is that the ghost of Gene Siskel?
Yeah, I was definitely feeling the vibes.
I haven't seen a whole lot of new ones, but I will just comment briefly. One of the ones I did see was The Babysitter Killer Queen, like the sequel to The Babysitter, Netflix one. But Jenna Ortega was in that, and I was surprised because that movie I think was like 2018 or 2019, and I didn't know she was in stuff even then. But yes, you are absolutely right. She played the exact same character in that movie too as she's played ever since. So.
And the thing that bothers me, John, is that I think that like she could be a really good actress. Like, she's had some like things I've seen her that are like she could be one of the best actors of her generation. But if you keep playing the same role, it's just gonna be monotone and it's gonna.
We'll never know. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of tired of these actors that just
do you think
do the same
she's
thing.
getting those other roles, or is she being typecast?
I think it's also that
is she at fault?
I think so, because if you sign on to do these movies, like, and you're like a up and coming, a big star or becoming a big star, you get to choose what roles you get more than not. So I don't know. And I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. It's just, I feel like I'm not seeing this like love and admiration that people are seeing for her. And I know I'm like very much in the minority here.
It's hard. You know what? You're not wrong that she's getting the same role over and over. But at the same time, that first one, right, was Wednesday that we all saw her in, and that blew up so too big, kind of similar with Millie Bobby Brown and Stranger Things, where like she probably would love to do, like, work her way up through the chain to build that resume, develop her to whatever actress she needs to be. And this, it's impossible for her to be able to do that, because I'm sure her agents and then the producers for other films that see Wednesday and say, oh, she's a name already, we got to put her in this movie and make her the star.
Well, the days next month, she's going to be at that movie Hurry Up Tomorrow with Barry Keoghan and The Weeknd.
Yep.
And it looks more like a psychological thriller. So maybe it's something different. I'm so tired of seeing her in the same role.
You're not wrong about that.
All right, Hector, do you have...
I'll talk about this one because we talked about Black Bag. Me and Nick are going to go against each other again. Presents.
Saw that too.
Oh, okay, go.
So Nick had me intrigued. He recommended it's another Soderbergh. I was like, why wouldn't I see another Soderbergh? So this one is told through the kind of like the found film footage style of filmmaking. So this is a ghost story. New family buys a home. They live in the home. And you find out, as the story unravels, that this family the daughter has lost a friend. And she feels that her friend is a presence in the house as a ghost. I'll watch found film. I have no complaints about the found film footage because every now and then I'll find a jewel in the Nile that's just like, oh, no one's talking about this movie and this one's great. This was a bore. This was a chore to get through, and it's a really short movie. I thought the storyline was zero. I thought the performances were so weak and so over the mother, who is played by
Lucy Liu.
Lucy Liu, was ridiculous. And she was just so mean-spirited and cruel for no solid reason other than she just was fed up with being the mom, or I can't explain it.
She has a favorite child.
Oh.
And she's a helicopter mom too, so...
Yeah, and we get it. The brother and the mom they love each other ridiculous, uncomfortable amounts, and he's an asshole, and it's fine. To a certain point, you've eventually like, okay, pump the brakes. We know how ridiculous of a boy you are, and a teenage boy, so I got to act like an asshole. We get it. But nothing worked. It eventually teeters off with this side character that comes into the family's lives, and he's a zero. The end is the dumbest ending. At that point, I'm like, of course that's what would happen. It puts a nice bow on the top just to finalize the whole thing. I couldn't stand it.
Thank you, Roger.
Nick, your thoughts?
I respect your opinion, Hector, but I actually went into this movie with very little expectations. But I think this is why I like Steven Soderbergh so much. He's one of my favorite filmmakers because he takes experiments and chances and risks, and that's important for filmmakers. He did Kimmy, which was a really fantastic film that was set during the pandemic 3 or 4 years ago. And I think like this one for me worked because I thought that he created this supernatural vibe and atmosphere that correlated to the drama that was unfolding with this family. And I really thought that Lucy Liu especially was great. Justice for Lucy Liu, by the way. She was fantastic, I think, in this movie. The script, the script is like very hokey at times, and it's very much like it's your family drama moment here vibe, of course.
Especially from the dad, I thought.
Yeah.
The dad, what he said felt so overwritten.
I will say the best part of the film involved the dad, because there's a part where he sits down with her and they have a very heart-to-heart about. This is like probably 2/3 of the way in. And I thought that was the best part of the movie. It had some levity. So everyone was being obscenely cruel to each other in the family to the point where no one has a nice thing to say. The father has the balls to say something like, okay, and he has a nice heart-to-heart with the daughter. And I was like, this is cute. This is finally someone steps up and does something nice in the movie, but then it just goes back to shit. And everyone was just evil to each other.
I don't even remember that part.
Like Family Guy.
But you know what it is, Hector, that I think I liked about it? Can't we all relate to someone in our lives that is kind of like the favorite? And no matter what you do to try to earn someone's admiration or like get their attention, it's never enough. And I feel like that's why I sympathize with the daughter so much, because I felt like, this kid who's a piece of shit son, he's like does terrible things to other people. Like, no matter what he does, he's still the golden child.
Do you feel like you relate to him or something?
No,
Are
but
you
I'm
the
saying,
son?
like, I think we could all sort of relate to that in many ways. That, like, where there's work, where it's family, whether it's friends, like,
Go on, Nick. Let's discuss. Hold on, let me get my pad of paper out.
I thought it was just something that, like, was kind of eerie and, like, it's not a great movie. I don't want to, like, emphasize it's not a great movie. It's just like a nice movie you would watch on Netflix. It's like 80 minutes. Where
it didn't have anything to bring to the table. It was constantly just, we're going to hound this girl, but we have no context of it. And that's the point, right? Because it's supposed to be a mystery why her condition is the way she is. Why is she acting so reclusive? Why is she? But she's not really. She's not being the, like, I'm going to paint the walls black and I'm going to be sitting in my black light room. She's just a normal girl, which is exactly what we should be seeing. She should be seeing a normal girl, just big set. But at the same time, we should have gotten some more depth into her instead of everyone else. Like, I don't care about the characters that are hounding her, because we get that. We can get that in 5 minutes. But if we get a little more depth into her, which was the complete opposite point of the movie, because we're supposed to not know much about her until the very end. And may I also add, the camera, this is spoiler alert, it's not found film footage because the camera is supposed to be the ghost. We're looking through the eyes of the ghost.
That's a twist.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was gimmicky and I thought it was boring to the point where just like enough already with the, everyone having a very cartoonish personality, which we could be justified if we understood why they hate her so much, but we don't really, because she's a very likable girl. It's just, and they don't really give enough of an explanation of that, other than that they're fed up with her shit because she's had to deal with the death of a friend. Oh God, what a horrible fucking ordeal that we have to deal with her as a part of the family because she's sad.
What a bitch.
Anyway.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. All
Guys,
right,
I
so-
finished my pina colada just in case you're wondering.
That's okay. Time for a refill. All right. Okay, so thank you, Hector. So, Nick, what do you have?
Let me see. Okay, so we got to talk about Jason Statham for a minute or two.
Please.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Lucky man.
All right.
hold on. So I was okay. So you guys know in contemporary film, there's 3 actors I love. It's Tom
Really?
Hardy,
Oh.
it's Michael Fassbender, and Jason Statham, and it's all for different
Triumvirate,
reasons.
yeah.
I will say, Jason Statham is one of the best movie stars in film today, by far.
Movie
Like
star.
he is
Not actor.
just
Movie star.
that's an important difference, Kyle.
Yeah, that's
because
what I was
he's
asking.
good. I think he gives good performances. Like if you see Spy or there's another one he was really, really fantastic in. Like he has the acting chops, I think. It's just like he does a lot of these like cash grab kind of movies. So long story short,
There was one when he was in the like a former DEA agent, Homefront.
Yes.
with, James Franco. That was
Yeah.
surprisingly good.
the bank job, he does a really
yes,
great
another
job.
one. Yes.
And there's another one, Wrath of Man, that he's fantastic in.
I never saw that one.
Yeah, but I thought that movie was okay, but it felt like and coming from me, it felt like so, like, I'm not gonna say joyless, but like, dour. I don't know.
I'm saying his performance, not the movie itself. And then there's another one I'm going to just throw out there for the audience to look at is Hummingbird, which came out 10 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic.
Also called Redemption.
Mm-hmm. He's
okay.
one of our best movie stars. And I think it's a distinction because he makes you want to go see the movie but like he's on the poster with a gun and a sledgehammer in his hand.
What
It's like,
poster without a
let's
gun?
go.
Kyle, you don't sound too
I
convinced.
don't feel like
He's the new Stallone.
I don't think he's that. I think Stallone makes you want to go see movies.
Well, here's the kicker.
Yeah, I'm
Stallone
with you,
helped
Kyle.
make this movie.
So he has
This is
that
got Stallone
certain
all over it.
charm. Like he has a charming persona to him.
Yeah,
But he has
does.
this like just to kind of chime in, he's like this kind of star that you can just believe he can kick anyone's ass. And like it'd be him versus 10 guys, and you always put your money on Jason Statham just because he is incredible. And he can elevate any sort of subpar material and make it better. And that's an example here. Can he?
I don't know because I thought the Beekeeper was dog shit.
Hold on, I will fight you on that.
No, I like Jason Statham. I like his movies usually, but I thought that one was dog shit, and I haven't heard anything from a working man that would convince me to see it.
Yeah.
It's Beekeeper 2.
Okay, so I got to preface something for a second. So I saw this opening weekend, like, because it's a rite of passage. Like any movie he makes, you go opening weekend. Like the same with Hardy and Fassbender. Like you just go. And then I usually come to see my family every couple weeks. And I usually ask my dad, is there anything you want to go see? Because I'm always down to go see whatever. I don't care. And he said he wanted to see.
And then your dad said, "Not fucking Statham again."
He is a Statham fan. He is like, we will watch his movies all the time when I come to visit. And he was like, let's go. And he was so entertained by this movie. And he thought it was really great. And,
I think it's a
the
family
plot's
thing.
not original. It's like Taken and The Beekeeper.
Oh, wait a minute. So it's not original?
Taken was much better than the Beekeeper, I thought.
Oh, for sure.
Well, this one's more like Taken than The Beekeeper was, because this one actually deals with. But anyway,
Okay.
like the movie's about 2 hours. But I was so entertained this whole movie, and like when he kicks people's ass, I'm like, let's go! Like I'm so happy.
Yeah.
But okay, so I'm glad actually that you mentioned the other movies he did, like different movies like Spy and The Bank Job and Homefront, Butterfly. And okay, Wrath of Man, I didn't like it that much, but it wasn't bad. I think I would like him to do, or not do something different, maybe not like
Snatch. Like we first saw him in Snatch, and it was like, okay, this.
Yeah, but that's also 20 years ago.
No,
25.
There was there was this kind of not novelty effect, but like there was something new. Yeah, exactly. And I like the guy. I like his movies, but
he's just not that level.
Yes, he is. He is better.
I think in your house,
Stallone in his prime, because this guy, he's like almost 60, and he convinces you that he could totally just wreak havoc on anything, like anything to anyone. And I don't know, to be like, this is like why I go to the movies sometimes, is I just want to be entertained and I don't have to think. And not every movie has
the math's all there.
Fun fact, sorry, Keanu Reeves is 3 years older than Statham.
Really?
Yeah, and they're doing John Wick and The Beekeeper, and they're making like really like a lot of money.
I think what I'm actually trying to say about Statham, and we will move on after that, is I wish he had better scripts.
Well, Stallone was the producer and co-producer and co-writer of.
Well, yeah, but now does it mean anything?
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, I think it does, because I mean that got my dad's attention.
Yeah.
That's Stallone wrote it?
He's gonna always be
sell it.
Stallone.
Sure,
yeah,
but
to
really?
sell it.
Wow.
Not to market it, but like,
Yeah.
I think it's like, if you're of a certain generation, that matters, I think.
Dude, Tulsa King doesn't make it without Stallone.
I guess. I mean, Hector, Patrick, and all of us are from that generation. And if you hear Stallone wrote it.
Well, I think his product is watered down.
Yeah.
Dude, if people went to see Stopper, My Mom Will Shoot.
People did, actually.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we can move on from that. Nick, what else do you have?
Novocaine. I saw that one. Jack Quaid. This is the year Jack Quaid. He was in Companion. Highly recommend that movie. Fantastic. But we're here to talk about Novocaine. This one, the trailer was the best part. It sold it real as a straight up comedy. I laughed multiple times every time I saw the trailer, which was shown ad nauseum. It's a fine film. I'm going to have to rewatch it because it just didn't really hit all the spots because it was so formulaic, the story. And I just think that it didn't quite know whether it wanted to be like an action movie, a comedy, or an action comedy. And I think it didn't really land on there. And it's too predictable and forgettable in many ways. But Jack Quaid elevates that movie because he's really fantastic. He's like one of our next movie stars, along with Jason Statham. So
he Dennis's son?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan's son. So he's a Nepo baby in many ways. So other ones that I thought were dog shit were The Woman in the Yard. Oh my God. That movie. It's the one with Danielle Dayweather. She was or Deadweather. She was in Till and The Piano Lesson. She's a great actress. She's more of a theater actress. This is Blumhouse, so we should have known going in that it was going to be mediocre, and it was. It's slowly paced. It's predictable. It put me to sleep. It's only like 85 minutes. And she's better than this. And the director who did it, who is the guy who did Carry On, the movie that came out last year.
Jeremy Colette Serra?
Yep. He's better than this movie. This movie was crap.
What was the name?
Or Jaume Colette Serra?
Yep.
Is a Spanish-American film director and producer. House of Wax, Orphan, 2009, The Shallows, 2016.
Okay.
What was the name of this one again?
The Woman in the Yard.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
My kids went to see it, and they hated it, both of them.
Is this
Yeah,
about...
My daughter's a huge horror fan like me, but she did not like it, nor did my son. But
Is this the black family in the house and there's the lady in the yard? And they're just looking at her out the window?
That's the one.
Okay.
Well, this was the
Yes.
line. I kept laughing. The woman kept saying, "Today's the day," and I kept laughing.
What?
That was actually the turnoff for me. I was like, if she's just going to repeat that the whole movie, I'm out.
I was like,
Fucking-
my in-person movie group, they have questionable taste because some of these ones, woo, they're terrible. Really quick,
Yeah.
I'm just going to go on. The Penguin Lessons with Steve Coolin. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's like the comedian who does Alan Partridge.
Steve Coogan?
Coogan,
Coogan,
yes.
yeah.
Coogan, yes.
Yeah.
This was one that I didn't know what to think of. I don't know if you guys know the story. It's based on a real story about this English professor who goes to 1970s Argentina, and he tries to fit in with this boarding school, and he befriends a penguin that he saves from an oil rig or oil spill or whatever. It has its moments. It's very hokey. This is like an AARP approved kind of movie in many ways. But oh my God, until the penguin comes in, and I'm a pet person. People know this. I love animals. It was very tender and cute. And that penguin is just amazing. So
Oh, jeez.
I really, really enjoyed the Penguin Lessons. Great film. And then just really quick. Oh, Hard Eyes sucked. Oh my God. That movie.
Oh, I could not disagree with you more.
Which one?
I liked it.
Heart Eyes.
Oh, yes. Okay,
That's
yes.
another one I think you'd get a kick out. It's again horror movie. I'm noticing you're not the horror fan.
Oh, I like horror movies. It's too meta for its
These
own
ones
good.
just have been.
These are all movies on my list, but I just haven't gotten to see them. But
You know what I liked about Hard Eyes? It felt like it's like, let's take what would normally be a formulaic Lifetime film, but then let's have a serial killer. If a serial killer were like, we'd cut the strips of film and put those into a Lifetime movie and just combine the two. And you think that wouldn't normally work, but boy, I liked it. I thought it was sweet and funny. Like it was a rom-com, but with blood and murders.
The performances are good, but the problem is
Also-
it starts strong and then just loses a lot of steam. And then by the end, I was like, oh my God, can I just kill these people? Like just them all. They all just were horrible.
Classic Lifetime.
And it's like, this is like the generation of filmmakers who only watch Scream and can only think of movies in that Scream lens. And oh my
Interesting.
God, terrible. Like I was so disappointed. But I will say, and then I'll end on this one, is Paddington in Peru. You guys know how much I love that bear so much. He is just, if you don't like Paddington, you got problems.
I've only seen the first one, and everyone keeps telling me to see the second one, and I have not seen it yet, but it's on my list.
It was fine. I mean, it's like a 3-star movie, but I gave 3.5 just because I love that character. And like the story is kind of whatever with Antonio Banderas. And
is that where Paddington does the cocaine and goes crazy?
That's the one.
maybe they'll do Cocaine Bear 2 with
Match
him.
together.
Paddington in Colombia.
If you remember the movie Yogi Bear that came out a few years ago, the best poster was Good Things Come in Bears.
Paddington goes to Brazil.
What?
It was supposed to be a rip on like Good Things Come in Pairs, but they threw bears.
Oh my fucking
they-
God.
and it's the best poster because, of course, the two bears are like next to each other in that position, and you're like, this is just fucking gold.
Oh, wait a second.
I want to frame this shit.
I can't bear that, Hector.
Oh, shit.
It was fine. I mean, this movie, it's missing Paul King, really, and he made the first two really special. This one, it's fine. It exists.
I'll watch them back to back one day. I just haven't got around to it.
Keep your expectations low on this one.
I'll get around to it.
Okay, so it's time to welcome the second podcast crash that we've had. We welcome Woody Meacham. How are you?
Hello, fellas. I've missed you.
It's been a while.
I know. The return to office thing has been kind of a bitch. So I had to get home. I had to get dinner, and I know I'm like 2 hours late, but and I've only seen one movie, so I figured I'd drop in.
Please make it a Statham movie.
I think Woody pulled a Nick, really.
He did.
Yeah, he did. But let's hear it. What is your movie?
Mickey 17.
Oh boy.
Okay, yeah.
You missed that conversation. Shit, man, we should have saved that for last.
Yeah,
Full
we
circle.
started the show with
We
this,
peaked early.
actually, with that one. And did you like it?
I did.
Oh.
Okay.
He's the one.
So now I see
Oh,
this is
oh.
the best part. Is so I've got to now watch the first part of this or listen to the first part to understand what's really going on. But
Condolences. But actually, while you're here, I remember mentioning that on the chat a while back, but I don't know if you remember off the top of your head, but we never got to your top 5, the TV top 5 for 2024.
But this is a movie. This is a movie thing. I don't want to.
I know, but since you're here,
All right, hold on. I got to get the list. Does anybody give a shit? I mean, we're like almost
I
through
give a
April.
shit.
Oh, thank you, Hector.
Hey.
See, this is why you guys are the best.
One person.
One person.
if I'm asking,
I'm the one that matters.
I would like to know. And actually, I think I have an idea of your number 1, but I'm curious. So let's hear it.
Put you on the spot.
All right, so hold on. Before we do this, because this is the movie episode.
Mm-hmm.
So Mickey 17.
Yes.
I really enjoyed Robert Pattinson's performance. Again, I'm going to watch, just so you guys know, I'm watching all the faces right now because I know they already talked about this.
I haven't seen it, so.
All right. Well, then
Neither John or I, so.
I'll put you to the
Me
side.
and Kyle had a lot to say.
Yeah. So it's again one of those.
IMDb.
Maria, I actually took the wife to it. So we watched it together. And she always goes, "You watch the weirdest fucking movies." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." She'd never seen Parasite. She had no background on it. But I'm like, let's just write it out. But it made me so uncomfortable because of what's going on right now in the world.
I kind of had a feeling you were going to say that.
Well, especially because we're recording on April 10th, especially the last 2 weeks of what's been going on.
What's been going on?
Oh, yeah. So here, let me break down politics for you.
Oh, okay.
But I thought Pattinson, the variations of how he played Mickey, I thought was really good. Totally wasn't expecting it. Was great. But Ruffalo, was so creepy. Anyway. All right. So we'll put that to the side then. All right. Liked it. Anyway. All right.
All right.
So I'm going to go number 5, Man on the Inside on Netflix with Ted Danson.
Yep.
Was so happy. There was just a show of joy. It made me feel good. I loved it. Even though he's become problematic now, and we did talk about this in an earlier one, English Teacher on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't remember the problematic part, but okay.
Yeah, look him up. The guy who created it. A little bit of an issue with him.
Who's the guy who created it?
I don't know.
Tyler Sheridan?
Yeah, kind of bad. Anyway, all right, then I'm gonna go season 4 of The Boys.
Okay.
Even though I want to do new shows, but whatever. But the season 4 of The Boys was really good. Because because I know you're gonna guess it.
Well, yeah.
I know. I'm gonna put it number 2 because I think you're gonna guess it.
Okay.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
X-Men.
Fuck's sake, man, you're amateur.
X-Men 97.
Oh, that was not what I expected you to say.
What?
So that's
That's not
number
what I was expecting.
No.
that's number 3 or 2?
2.
So I put that at number 2.
Okay, that was supposed to be your number 1. Okay.
Right, but interesting.
Oh shit, maybe I
So
oh,
that you're
shit.
not going to get my number 1 at all then.
No.
Okay.
All right. So my number 1 is a show called Twilight of the Gods on Netflix.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it. I remember it.
The sexy cartoon.
Sexy cartoon where I gave up early on the first episode, but then I went back. It was fantastic.
Oh.
It's all about the death of the Norse gods. And Thor, I think I may have talked about this before. Thor is the gigantic asshole in the entire series, whereas like he's not the Chris Hemsworth lovely dude.
Yeah.
He's the massive asshole. So
He's the Loki of the lot. I mean, in MCU terms.
I get it.
So, do you want to know what I thought your number 1?
Of course I do.
Yeah.
I thought it would be Shogun,
No.
Oh.
but you loved it, didn't
I
you?
did. I really liked it, but
Okay.
Number 6.
I still, it was on the list. It was definitely on the list.
Where was the bear?
The bear was in there.
Oh, okay.
Bear was in there, but you guys give me too much credit for being like a super foodie, but it's not.
You're
it's
the
not
one
that.
guy we know who likes food like that.
I know.
So you're,
Well, wait.
you're that guy.
Well, wait till we do a TV episode.
I like
because-
food like that, but it's at 2 a.m.
Right. But I've got a TV show,
Oh.
a single series that is in my top 10 ever.
Mm.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Hashtag tears. T's.
Oh.
Sorry, not tears.
What?
T's. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, but so
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay, so all my dreams of having a short episode are out the window now.
I
That's
appreciate
okay.
this so much, you guys, because I was literally upstairs, like eating gumbo really, really fast, going, I'm sure they're still talking. Hector had 17 movies.
Speaking of sexy cartoons, can we go back to Statham for a minute?
Well, and actually, I appreciate that you didn't eat like in front of the mic
Aw.
because nothing makes me want to punch walls like that sound. Okay, so let's get back on track. John, your list wasn't very long, I don't think.
No, well, I'll only throw in one for the sake of time,
Please.
because I saw it on Nick's list as well, but he didn't mention it. The Monkey,
Oh,
The monkey.
Oh, yeah, okay.
based on a Stephen King one. I thought it was a lot of fun. I mean, a lot of cartoony sort of violence, and I mean, they knew the premise was ridiculous, but they went with it anyway. So I quite enjoyed it.
I agree with you, John, because I did not like Longlegs at all. And I was
Me neither.
very concerned about the monkey. And I think if you know that it's trying to be comedic, like the tone and like over the top and ridiculous, I think you have a good time. And I thought Theo James was fantastic in the dual roles. It was campy, but I liked it way more than I thought I would.
I liked Longlegs when I first saw it, but then I've since kind of flip-flopped, and I didn't like the monkey when I first watched it, and I've since flip-flopped.
And you came around on it.
I
Interesting.
came around on the monkey, yeah. And it was because at the time I was like, the tone seems like I don't know if I'm supposed to be taking this as like a serious B movie or as like just a satirical parody of horror movies, and it's just very goofy and outlandish on purpose. Like I didn't know where it was going. Also, to the point that Osgood Perkins he's a little unhinged himself because he's got a very particular sense of humor that's just a little darker than most. Plus, him combining that with Stephen King, it's like, oh, that makes sense.
That's true.
What better pairing? And then James Wan is also, because James Wan did, I could be off, but didn't he also do the puppet one, Dead Silence, I think that's what it's called?
Being John Malkovich.
Weekend at Bernie's.
That's what it was. Fuck. That movie is very similar in vein, and like it's campy and it's bloody and it's so over the top premise, but it's a popcorn movie. That's how I felt about it. Anyway, long story for no reason.
Sure, not the Thunderbirds. Okay.
I love that reference, Kyle. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. So, okay, Kyle, let's stay with you. What do you have on your list?
Why don't we blow right through this, because this is one movie, and it's the X-Men Last Stand from 2006.
Did you finally watch it, or did you just...
No, watch it again.
Wait, we can go back to old movies we've watched before?
When we don't watch movies a lot, that's what you get.
Oh.
So yeah, we're just trying to catch up on all the X-Men stuff.
You get what you get and you like it, Woody.
That was in my wedding vows, Hector. Thank you.
X gonna give it to you.
Yeah, we're just trying to catch up on all this before the X-Men come to the MCU. So I'm trying to teach my daughter who's who, what's what happened eventually. And yeah.
Remember the good times?
Well, I wouldn't say it was good. It was interesting.
It's probably better than what's coming.
I don't know. I mean, this was the least of the first three, so.
What? No, yeah, you're right.
I would watch that over Brave New World again.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
So.
But you're right, it wasn't great. But
no.
yes, sorry, I completely...
It was fun enough. That's all. There wasn't anything else, just that.
I actually rewatched Logan a few days ago.
That one.
Did that hold up?
I think it does.
For Patrick, I think it does. It's very angry. It's very dark.
I like Logan too.
Hold on. Do you mean the prequel? But it was the prequel to Deadpool and Wolverine, right? That's the prequel?
I thought you said Dead Silence.
It's a different story.
Dude, it's a joke.
Oh, wait,
because hold on. Let me whiteboard it for you. Hold on, Kyle. What? Look at this whiteboard that I'm drawing on right now. See how when it goes back in time.
That's not a board.
Let's workshop this.
Hold on.
That's not a whiteboard.
That's a white something, but not a board.
Oh,
yeah, Logan was just a lot of yelling. It's just two.
Sorry, I forgot to wear pants, everybody.
Two old guys yelling at each other. And then, yeah.
Statler and Waldorf.
Exactly. Sorry.
I mean, I don't know what
I'm so glad I showed up.
Like he hurt his feelings.
So let's go back to Siskel and Ebert.
Yes, but no, yeah, I actually, well, I mean, now that I think about it, the girl, Daphne Keane,
That was the best part.
Yep.
Yes.
well,
Yeah.
I could have done with a little less screaming.
With her?
That was
Yes.
getting on my,
Oh, yeah.
that was getting on my nerves, big time.
But she
But
had to hit
otherwise-
the same level as the rest of them, just yelling at each other constantly. Two old guys that can't hear. That just, Jesus Christ. I know it's old man Logan, but you don't have to act it the whole way through.
Picard didn't do that much screaming. He was too old.
Exactly.
He's too
It's just
old to
constant.
God, that's such life, isn't it?
He was just being yelled at.
Was.
Made it sad.
Inside an old folks' home.
He would flinch every time Wolverine.
But I gotta say, the part when Picard has a seizure and everybody freezes, that was in Las Vegas, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And then you remember,
No, but yes.
those who saw that movie, like everybody was like
Yeah.
frozen in place, and only Wolverine could walk slowly,
Yeah.
and he murders everyone on the way to save Picard. And it was awesome because you saw one of the guards frozen in place, but you could still move his eyes, and he looked sideways, and you could see Wolverine walking slowly towards him, planning on sticking his claws through his skull.
Yeah. I mean, they all have good parts.
It's a great
Yeah.
scene.
They all have good parts to them.
Mhm.
Just, yeah. And then the get along game at the end, that baloney. The kids, that just
That I remember. Yeah.
I agree. That was
Dumb. DUM. Dumb.
I agree with you on that. That was kind of okay.
It might have been from the story too, but it just, even as a movie, it was just, ugh.
I don't disagree. But overall, I thought it holds up.
Okay.
I think.
So did you just watch X-Men or did you also watch Logan? Or
Patrick watched Logan. I just watched
I was
X-Men
going to say,
last
Kyle
weekend.
talked
Yes.
about a totally different movie.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Hey, Kyle, tell me about this movie. Okay, I watched this other one. We're going to talk
Actually,
about that one now.
No, yeah, it's been Hijack City tonight. So
yeah, it is, baby.
Oh, there's your title. The title for the episode is Hijack
Ooh,
City.
yes.
oh yeah,
Nice.
maybe. Well, okay, so do I go with my list?
Yes.
Of course you do.
Yes. Yeah, don't go off the beaten path.
We're running long anyway, so fuck it, right? Fuck it.
It's a two-parter, right?
No, but maybe it will be. Oh, and by the way, Woody, I got to introduce you to this.
Yep, that was my reaction.
All right, okay,
Love it.
that's
Thunder.
two. Thank you.
I love it.
Two new wrinkles to the show.
What?
Okay.
Hold on. But to do what? What do we do with this thing?
I don't know, just like stupid punchline,
Oh,
or
okay, got it. All right. I just want to make sure. If I have to how do I signal for it? Do I Dragula teeth?
to incarnate chaos or something.
Right.
Yes.
Take off your shirt.
Not again, John. I just have a really hairy chest.
Different room.
Oh, okay. Fucking hell. When it goes off the rails like this, one of the things that go through my mind is I just hope the listeners have as much fun as we are having.
I'm sure.
The better. They're too
Especially because they can't. Hopefully, they can't see this. We're not a video, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're not
That's
video
correct.
yet.
That's correct.
Right. Okay.
Oh, man. Then that's when the shirts come off.
John secretly recorded us.
If you think editing took long with the audio, I don't even want to know what the video would be like. There's no way I could do that on my own. But okay, so yeah, my list. Some of it was catching up on the Oscars movie, The Last Showgirl.
No, yeah.
Oh,
yes.
Pamela Anderson. It was okay. Pamela Anderson was great, and so was Dave Bautista. The movie was kind of okay, but kind of sad and depressing a little bit. And I know that they went for a specific visual style, like a 16 millimeter grainy stock and custom lenses, because sometimes the corners would be blurry on purpose.
Like a Grindhouse movie? It's supposed to look like that kind of...
I mean, they went for, gritty realism, I think, I guess, but I don't think it added anything, and I just thought it looked like shit. But just my opinion. The movie was fine, but don't go out of your way to see it.
Isn't Jamie Lee Curtis in that movie?
Yes.
She's the best part, I think, of the movie, besides Pamela Anderson.
I doubt that.
This is me starting shit.
Yes, it is.
Does Kevin Kline make a cameo appearance in this film?
Oh, yes, he does. No, you know what I liked about it, Patrick, was that it sort of had like nothing about the story is really all that original, but it has so much heart and emotion that I think that made it really a special film. And it's kind of a reminder too, Pamela Anderson's more than just what we think of her too. You know what I mean? So I think this is one where the performances are much better than like the story that they're telling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, because really, if you think about this movie's like To Leslie, the one that came out a couple years ago with Andrea Riseborough, where she wins the lottery. It's the same type of story, essentially.
Tries to win the Oscar.
The parent-child relationship, the job that may or may not be there by the end. You know, it's nothing original, but it was really the performances that made this. The technical aspects, it kind of had a weird look to it. It felt like it was very low budget.
Yeah, but it was okay, but I don't know, maybe I wasn't in the right headspace for it. I don't know. Would I recommend it?
I think that's our answer.
Yeah.
All right. This or X-Men 3?
It's okay.
Or Logan. Or
Logan.
Or Deadpool.
Logan, definitely.
Wow.
Logan, definitely. Okay. I also saw Fight or Flight with Josh Hartnett.
Oh,
okay.
I don't know if I know that one.
It kind of flew under the radar.
Sounds familiar-ish.
Let me give you a quick synopsis. A mercenary is tasked with tracking down a target on a plane, but must protect her, said target, when they are surrounded by assassins aiming to kill them both. This is like Bullet Train, but better.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
No, yeah, it was. Josh Hartnett is charismatic.
Okay.
And it was much better than I thought it would be. I mean, some parts are, okay.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, I enjoyed it.
Are we having a Josh Hartnett renaissance, though?
I was gonna say that.
A Harnessance.
A Harnessance. There you go, Nick. Because what was the one where he's the serial killer?
Trap.
Yeah.
That's
Hot garbage.
Hot garbage.
Are you describing Josh Hartnett or the movie?
Yeah.
The movie.
All right. Okay, so I'd say if you have the chance, check it out. Okay, so what next? The Girl with the Needle, Danish movie, black and white.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, I did too.
That seems very Patrick, just in the description.
Black and white, Danish.
Well, yeah, super
comedy. Yep.
depressing. It's set, 1919, Copenhagen. A young woman begins working as a wet nurse as a secretive adoption agency for disadvantaged mothers.
Every word.
Growing suspicious of the woman who runs the operation. And it is based on a true story.
Of course.
So, right after World War I, yeah.
What would be sadder? Yeah.
The heartwarming film of 2024.
Love it.
I thought it was great, though. Really good movie, but you have to be in the right headspace for it.
It's on Mubi.
I would love a Patrick headspace scale kind of rating thing. I got to figure this out.
Wow.
How many influenzas would you give it?
Right.
It pairs well with the white ribbon.
Yes.
I cook best for Kyle sometimes.
You're going to say with a white claw.
What flavor?
I'm not Festini. Okay. Shout out to Festini if he is listening.
Yeah, we love to.
We do?
All right. So I also saw the Seed of the Sacred Fig.
Oh, yes. I saw that too.
Oh, same.
Yeah, movie from Iran.
Is this a best short kind of thing?
No, it's 2 hours and 48 minutes long.
Well, not short.
So this was controversial because this was made in secret because they had to like kind of go around the laws of Iran to make this movie. So I think what we have to understand for this movie, like to be serious for a sec, is that this was like life or death. Like if they found out they were making this movie, they could have easily killed these people. Like it's crazy.
I knew that going in, but to me, that almost detracted from it because I was like, that story is more interesting than the movie itself. And I wanted to know what happened to these actors and directors and stuff after it happened. And that's all I could think about more than
the
what's
story.
happening on screen, which I wasn't engaged.
I think they weren't allowed to leave Iran to like do the festival circuit. They weren't allowed to leave.
Wow.
And, we talk about like how, for example, Demi Moore was so brave to do the substance and all that. Risking being thrown in prison.
That's real brave.
That is real brave.
Right. That's real bravery. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I really like the movie.
I was going to say, that being said, the movie sucked. Very brave.
Because it also gives you a window on the entire political system of that country, how fucked up it is, and how good people have no other choice than to do bad things because otherwise, they're going to ruin you.
No.
They're going to break you.
The thing too to emphasize too is like in the movie they don't even know what the father's job is. Like he can't even get because that's part of Iranian.
They kind of imply
society.
it, but it's not really clear. Yeah,
because he can't even tell them what exactly he does. He just works for the government, and it's like a lot of repression going on. And the movie also has this dual narrative with like student activism because there's this political upheaval. So it makes it really interesting because they use like social media to sort of tell part of the story as well.
Yeah, and people being shot in the face with rubber bullets and horrible shit.
Yeah.
No, that movie is not a barrel of laughs. Let's make that clear. But honestly, I mean, John, did you like it as well?
I liked it. Like I said, I like the story behind the movie more than the movie itself. Yeah, it was interesting, and I hear what you're saying. It was a good glimpse into what life is like politically there right now, but it was interesting in that way for about half an hour, and then it just grew too long. I knew what to expect after that.
That's true. It's long. That is absolutely true. And yes, it could have been shorter. That's true. But maybe they really were focused on the slow burn aspect. The father turning bad.
Yes, yeah, for sure. He had an interesting... Well, the daughters, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay, what else? The Return from last year with Ray Fiennes and Juliette Binoche.
Oh, how was that?
I liked it. It's like the zero-budget movie of the upcoming Christopher Nolan movie.
Ooh.
Yeah, because he is making a movie about Odysseus with Matt Damon, I think.
No.
And this is the zero budget version, but it's good. It's honestly, I really liked it.
Good to hear.
And well, you know the story. Let me give you a quick synopsis. After 20 years away, Odysseus returns to Ithaca to find his wife held prisoner by suitors vying to be king, and his son facing death at their hands. Read the book. That's the perfect.
Is this the thing where like Ray Fiennes is super jacked?
Yes.
Okay, I saw something on TikTok about that today.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. Okay, I got to go to the gym. Is what I said.
Yeah, he saw J.K. Simmons and was like, I can do that.
There you go.
Well, the robes and conclave and the muscles, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
There you go. And okay, so last on my list, Black Bag, we talked about it. I also saw Grand Theft Hamlet.
Oh, how is that? I wanted to see that.
I liked it.
Me and Woody are like, what?
I liked it, but okay, so just for those who weren't aware of that movie, two struggling actors find solace from lockdown isolation by staging Hamlet in Grand Theft Auto Online, battling griefers as they connect through William Shakespeare's classic. So, okay, so it's like 1 hour 40... No, actually, it's 89 minutes long. So, it doesn't overstay its welcome, but you still feel like there is some, couples arguments like inserted into the movie because the actor's girlfriend also is in the game, but she acts as the photographer director to stage the shots so they could record it and all that. And a few times I was wondering, maybe this could have been a 1 hour 10, like a TV doc or something. But still, despite that, I enjoyed it. Also, it helps that I used to play the shit out of that game. That helps.
Hamlet. Yeah, the video game Hamlet.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah.
Hamlet. Love it. I played Hamlet too.
Exactly.
Pick up the skull. Pick up the skull.
There you go.
All right, now fuck your mom.
That's the big boss, right?
That's Oedipus, right? Yeah, exactly.
That was worth it. Oh my god! But no, yeah, I liked it. Nick, sorry, you were gonna say?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just gonna ask really quick because you saw it, and I was genuinely curious about it. Do you think that going to Hamlet is kind of lazy in a way for this type of movie? Because that was kind of why I keep postponing it, because I feel like how many different films and variations are there of Hamlet? And like, I don't know. Like, it looks interesting from like a gimmicky perspective, but I'm also kind of like how I'm tired of Jenna Ortega playing the same role 100 times, it seems. I'm tired of like Hamlet. Like, aren't there other Shakespeare plays? I don't know.
But it's accessible, Nick. The fact that everyone knows who it is makes it accessible.
Yeah.
Then when you put it into the Grand Theft Auto thing, I could see how that would work.
And if you can make it interesting enough.
That's why the sequel's going to be Merchant of Venice, and they're going to it'll be Call of Duty, Merchant of Venice.
Yes. But and also the two main characters are actual actors, and I don't know, maybe they were planning on playing Hamlet in real life, so lockdown happened in the UK, so they were kind of stuck with nothing to do.
Yeah.
So maybe they decided to put all their efforts into that. But I see what you're saying, Nick. That's a valid point.
I just think like King Lear, Othello, The Tempest, there's so many others. It's just, after all, it's like...
But do we know them as well?
I think King Lear is probably the next one that people would know, or Macbeth.
Well, I mean, okay, I'm a pleb from a non-English speaking part of the world, so the one I know best is Hamlet.
Yeah,
Just
that's
my
true.
opinion,
I guess. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we did Romeo and Juliet, so that's the one I know best. But then Hamlet.
Well, Taylor Swift told me it's a love story, so just say yes.
Right. I heard from Basler. You know what? You mentioned like the lockdown. That's probably the kicker there. I saw just last week, I didn't even know this existed, but there was a reading on Zoom at the time during lockdown of Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and it was Shia LaBeouf doing the Sean Penn role, and it was so wacky and weird. And
that's a choice.
Okay.
Yeah, it was definitely a choice.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I watched about half of it. I got the idea. I just popped in the original, but
no, he made it up to the Phoebe Cates part.
I'm interested after that.
Shia LaBeouf also does the Phoebe Cates part. Yeah, it's great. It's
he
perfect.
looks good. I mean, he worked out.
Speaking of hairy chest, you know what? I don't think that was the only one. There was I think a lot of people just figured they were like, "Hey, we're bored. We're sitting at home. We can't all get in the room and put on a movie. Let's do it through Zoom." So I think that whole let's take a script and let's act it out, just to get our acting chops back and stay fresh. Let's stay frosty. So I definitely can see why they would choose to do something that's already material that's already been
established.
In this case, established.
If I remember, the lockdown in the UK was quite strict, so maybe that limited their options. That must have been a factor. And it actually won a few awards. Grand Theft Hamlet. Yes. No, yeah, I liked it. All right. So that's my list.
Patrick, I just want to say thank you for inviting us. We always have a good time, even if we do record for an ungodly amount of time for you to edit. So we do apologize, but
edit
it's all
that part out. Would you please?
that you guys could also fuck off. No, get it.
No, that's
no, I'm kidding. I like you all.
That is
yeah, of course. Yeah. But, that'll be the lead.
My dad might listen to this, and he's gonna be like, "Oh my god."
No, but actually, I would just want to say, John, I hope you weren't too bored because you didn't speak that much.
No, I just hadn't seen most of the movies, so I haven't seen a whole lot of
He's there
new
with a
ones.
bucket of popcorn. Just keep going.
Not bored.
Okay, that is my biggest worry.
Always a good time.
I'm glad. All right, so we will probably do a TV episode maybe next week, probably. Okay, so guys, where can we reach you online? Let's start with Nick.
Well, thank you again for inviting me, Patrick. It's always nice hang out with you guys. We just celebrated our 100th episode on Rock in Retrospect, and I've had all these guys.
Sorry.
I had all these guys on the show at some point, so I just want to say thank you all for coming on. We got some great content. We just released one with Mike Drew, who wasn't on the show tonight, but there's one that we did on Liam Gallagher at Net Worth 22. So, and we'll record something with the ETF crew that we'll try to get out maybe this month or next month, or we'll figure something out.
Absolutely.
But thank you again for coming on. Thank you all for the support, and check out my show at Rock and Retro Pod on any social media platform.
All right. Thank you. Hector, what about you?
At Classic Hexagon on Blue Sky.
Still, that's it. All
That's
right.
it.
Okay. I admire the commitment.
It wasn't so much commitment. It's just like I just
Lack
forgot to
of
log in, and then they just I forgot to log in, and then I tried to log in one time. They're like, "No, we deleted your account." And I'm like, "All right, well, that was fun.
That took care of that.
That took care of that problem."
Sounds good. Thank you. John, what about you?
Instagram, the Mutford Man with underscores. The underscore Mutford underscore man.
All right. Okay. Just making sure. Thank you. Thank you. So, Woody, what about you?
I am the Wooden Chef on Blue Sky and Instagram.
Thank you, Woody. Kyle, what about you?
Same thing, Instagram, Wooden Chef.
Thank you for the cross-platform promotion, Kyle. Appreciate that.
Overkill Art on Instagram.
Overkill Art on Instagram, and that's it. Or you're on Blue Sky as
That's
well,
it.
I think.
I am, but I don't do anything with it. You can check it out if you want, but I don't do anything.
We just make fun of Hector on Blue
No,
Skies.
man, I should check this
Oh,
out.
he's in. He's back in. There you go.
Yeah, dragged me back in.
Done. Awesome. Thank you. So that's it. Thank you, listeners. And we will catch you on the next one. Thanks.